welcome back to Ozark Garage. Today we're doing a field report from Utah, and we are in Canyonlands National Park in the Maze District at what's called the Dollhouse. So this is a remote backcountry campsite, and it's called the Dollhouse because of the rock formation over there that looks like porcelain dolls, I guess. We brought our Chevy Tracker Buggy out here, which is not your typical choice for an overlanding rig for backcountry camping like this. But we did it anyway, and I'm going to show you how we did it, how we packed, and some tips and tricks if you're in a buggy or something like this of your own. So getting started with the storage system, we have a Milwaukee Packout plate here that's integral into the chassis of the Truggy. I did a video on this. I'll put a link in the upper right-hand corner of the screen if you want to check that out. But this bottom box holds our tools and spares, and this is mounted, and this pretty much lives in the Truggy all the time. The next box up holds our tent, sleeping pad, and our camp chairs. So the top one's our mess kit. It's got our Jetboil stove, our freeze-dried food, and some other essentials like that. I'll open these up here later and show you what's in them and how they're packed. Over here, we've got a motorcycle dry bag. This is a large duffel that we got from Amazon. This holds our sleeping bags and pillows. If you're doing something like this, let me tell you, motorcycle gear is going to be great because like a motorcycle, you have everything out in the open. And so these are waterproof, dustproof, and they come with straps to tie them down to whatever. So this one here is just strapped to the Packout boxes over here and is strapped to the chassis here. And this has ridden, 100 miles off-road, no problem whatsoever. Down here, we've got a cooler with some cold drinks. Over here, I've got some extra fuel. So these are standard 2.5 gallon no spill fuel cans. I've had the 3 gallon Rotopacks up here for a number of years, and that's been great. But we are 90 some miles from the nearest gas station out here in the Dollhouse. So I definitely wanted to pack some extra gas and had these lying around. So I went ahead and welded up a wire basket to hold them in here. And we haven't had to tap into these yet, but we'll probably throw these in the morning before we head home. Also, as part of the Rotopack system, we've got a water can here. So this holds a couple gallons of water. And then another motorcycle duffel bag. So this is a Tusk small duffel. This came with a set I use on my DRZ 400. And this has clothing and other supplies in there. That's it. There's no rooftop tent, as you can see. No need to get that fancy if you don't want to. But otherwise, this is it. This is our buggy, and we brought this all the way out here to the Dollhouse. So I'm going to remove some of these boxes here, and I'll show you what's in them and how they're packed, and then we're going to get camp set up. So this is the second, what they call medium box from the Packout system. Like I said, it's got our sleeping pad, our tent, which is a MSR Elixir, I believe. MSR Elixir 2, two-person tent. And then we've got a couple MSR lightweight chairs in here that we'll show you set up here later, and a roll of paper towels because you never have enough of those. In the smaller box, like I said, is our chuck wagon, if you will. So aside from some trash bags, we got our Jetboil stove, human waste bags, some headlamps, and then our freeze-dried meals. And then this bag just has our sleeping bags, which I'm not going to get out yet to keep them from getting dusty. All right, so let's talk about pros and cons with using something like our buggy for an overlanding trip. So first pro is capability. There's really nothing the road is going to throw at it that it can't handle. It's handled pretty much all the hardest trails in Moab before, so there's nothing else out here that I feel is going to stop it or get in its way or cause any issues. Pro number 2 is we already own it, so we've used it for a bunch of other off-roading activities, so this is just one more you can add to the list without anything special or crazy, really. In terms of cons, the biggest con is it's an open vehicle, so you have no weather protection from the sun or rain or wind or anything. It'd be a lot like camping off a motorcycle, so if camping off a motorcycle is something you like to do or think you'd like to do, this may be for you if you have a buggy or a heavily modified Jeep with no top. And so if you're heat sensitive or anything like that, you can't roll up the windows and sit in the air conditioning for a little bit, and dust is going to get everywhere, over everything you've got, hence the motorcycle gear or sealed Packout boxes. Con number 2 has to do with fuel range. So this buggy is based on a 1999 Chevy Tracker, which originally had a 14-gallon tank. To save space, I put in an 11-gallon tank from an earlier Tracker. So 11 gallons of fuel doesn't last a very long time, and if you're 100 miles from the nearest gas station, make you second guess your fuel range off-road, which I've really never calculated before. And so that's why I had to add extra fuel to it. Not the end of the world, but that's something to consider if you have a lightweight buggy with just a small fuel cell, or a Jeep with, a 10 or 15 gallon fuel cell. Con number 3 is when you have something that looks like it's not street legal, the National Park Service is going to second guess you every step of the way. So every time we have brought this into a national park, we have gotten second guessed by the National Park Service, and it is licensed, titled, and insured, and highway legal. It is not a Razor or a Can-Am or anything like that, even though it may look like it. So they always second guess. They're always polite, but they do check every document we've got in it. But like I said, I carry my registration insurance, and it does have license plates on it. Anyway, hope this is helpful. If you're considering having your own adventure, go out and do it. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.